more games. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's always been about. Boss, come
Has
on,
it
man.
has it been what it's always about?
I give you an advance. This is in good faith. That's in good faith that we will hit 25 members today.
You guys better pay up. He out here giving advances to his cat. Like what?
I mean, Joker Thief, the prospect of double or triple the amount of titles from PlayStation Studios does sound better. As long as they maintain the quality. And that's the big question. That's the big question. You know? We don't even know that if Sony were to go multi-platform, we don't even know if this would indicate.
If they were to go multi-platform, I mean, they only have a job listing for somebody to help assist with them bringing titles to other platforms, right? These guys, man, I can't say I expected anything different.
That, you know, that the output will increase. It could indicate that the quality will either be maintained or go higher due to how expensive these games are.
Wait a minute, but that's not what we say with Xbox, right? We say, oh yeah, they may have games, yeah, they might be going to Game Pass, but they're not quality games. You know, Sony, they take time with their tentpole titles to assure the quality, right? But with you guys, now all of a sudden, you notice how they're accepting that this might actually bring more money and they might actually get out of this drought that they've been in, right? Because every once in a while they'll slip up and admit that they're kind of in a dry spell right now. This is getting very interesting, man. Like I said, when these two companies do the same thing, you see different responses. You see the way that they receive it and the way that they talk about it completely different. It blows my mind.
To make? But it's a good question, Joker Thief. And thank you for the super chat, man. We also have Michael Lynch saying, it just seems you're more willing to listen to an insider when Sony itself says they won't put their tentpole games on other consoles. Wait, let me read that again. It just seems you are more willing to listen to an insider than when Sony itself says they won't put their tentpole games on other consoles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm getting thrown off by the question or whatever. It sounds like it's a lot of double speak, but I'm not surprised. That's what goes on in these places. You guys do listen to insiders. I don't know why the fuck you guys listen to insiders. I also don't know what the guy who's super chatting you was talking about. I mean, I don't need to pull up the job listing. If you're clicking on this video, you probably see the job listing. Look at the delusion already. I mean, this is going to be tough to get through.
Well, it's because, Michael, like, dude, anytime a corporation or a corporate executive tells me this is what they're doing, I don't take it as, and there you go, that what they just said is going to be true perpetually.
I mean, but that's what you guys have been doing with them telling you that these games are exclusive, even though they're not exclusive. The best example is Death Stranding 2. You got so upset that people were underneath your post when you were trying to, you know, celebrate this game, celebrate that it's an exclusive. You got so upset when people were reminding you that it's going to definitely come to PC and that there's a high chance that it's going to come to Xbox. With all the news that we're seeing recently, I would say that news has those chances have definitely shot through the roof. And when I made videos talking about it, so many people told me I didn't know what I was talking about. Right? He was one of those people. They were fans of your fucking channel. So, I don't know. The flip-flopping it's ridiculous, but like I said, I expected it from these guys.
Like, for example, if Sony said in their last earnings report that, yeah, our tentpole titles are going to remain exclusive or we're going to be strategic with them, I'll believe you until we get to the next shareholder meeting, because I know that plans change. And if those plans changed, you will have to update your plans.
You'll have to move the goalposts. You're saying the quiet part out loud. You believe them, but you don't believe them until they tell you something else to believe. That's what you essentially just said. You're talking about how you have to strategically move the goalposts. That's all that it's been.
Can't lie to the shareholders, you know.
Here go the shareholders
you don't
again.
lie to the fan base either, of course. but the plans do change.
They don't want to lie to the fan base. Didn't they tell you that just because they put Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever the fuck on PC that it didn't mean all games were coming to PC? Like I said, these guys have all the smoke for Phil Spencer. But they ain't got shit to say to Herman Hulse or Hiroki Totoki. They ain't got no smoke, right? Those guys, they just they always escape the blame.
And they do update. And
let me make it very clear. I'm not against what they're doing. I definitely think that exclusivity needs to end, especially like the state of the AAA gaming industry. All the flops that we've seen, like the fact that some of these companies actually, besides Nintendo, you know, they're excluded from this conversation. But hell, I think even down the road, they're going to be in trouble, you know, and I know the Nintendo fanboy is going to get mad at me. But right now, we're talking about these guys. I just, these guys are fucking ridiculous, man.
It's not that I believe insiders more than I believe what Sony's saying themselves. It's just that, like, for example, I'm seeing people right now. Look at what Shinobi 602 is saying. Shinobi is a very well respected insider, dude. Like, he does.
Who? Is he a part of the Hidden Leaf? Who? Who gives a fuck what he's got to say? This is what I'm saying. Oh, you guys, hold on. You guys be wishing on a star. I mean, just look at the job listing. Who the fuck is Shinobi? I mean, we talking about a damn Itachi, a Hidden Leaf. I mean, come on, bro. What are these guys talking about?
Doesn't make shit up. And he rarely says stuff. And he's telling people that, like, this is more to do with live service and smaller stuff. That's what
so he's telling you it's just live service game. My bad. I was hitting the gas earlier, man. I'm geeked. I tell you what, man. Here's the thing about all this shit. When I say this, I mean this. These guys are worse than the Xbox guys. At least the Just for Game shit came from Phil Spencer. I mean, these guys are running with Shinobi, whoever the fuck. What did this Shinobi guy had to say about Helldivers? Did he give you the heads up on Helldivers? Did he give you the heads up on the job listing? I love how, you know, these literal insiders, these people who know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, I love how they step out and they're who you guys run with. You know, meanwhile, Sony ain't saying shit. And they're not even calling for Sony to say nothing. They're just astroturfing.
Saying, I want to take that and present it to people and be like, for those who are really going all out, you know, jumping out there to the deep end, you might.
Whoa, jumping out there to the deep end. You mean people who are waking up to reality? They have a job listing discussing how they're going multi-platform. On their website, they're discussing how they're not just bringing games to PC, right? Because you guys have coped about the PC shit. They've been multi-platform. They've been putting games on other platforms. But now we see a job listing indicating that they're going to be doing this with multiple titles moving forward, signaling a new direction for them, right? As far as putting games on other consoles, right? You can't just tap dance your way around that and talk about what an insider said. We don't need inside information. We can go to the source. This is what you're combating with? Some detective seeds ass motherfucker? Like, I'm getting tired of hearing about these insiders. I'm getting tired of the Colin Moriarty shit. I mean, you guys are just so desperate.
I want to chill. But I don't want to do that because if I do that, it's just, well, you're a coping fanboy. And it's like,
yes.
I'm really not. Like, Sony,
yes.
Go put Death Stranding 2 on Xbox right now.
Oh.
Do it. You won't do it. No balls.
Oh, well, just go back 3 weeks. We documented your shit. We caught you in 4K. You was coping, acting like the shit wasn't going to happen. Now it's a completely different person. It's like he done slipped and fell on his fucking head or something. Who is this guy, right? This is GBM. Everything's backwards. I mean, he done hit a fucking complete 180. You know what I mean? I mean, he always got a cap on his head. I mean, the dude just be capping. Now it's, put it on Xbox. First off, like they need your damn permission. Boy, we told you they was putting the shit on Xbox. And you got butthurt over the shit. But you want to sit here and act like you're not a fanboy. I mean, dude, tap dancing.
No, but it's like, it's, to me, I've made it clear a few times in the past, and I'll make it clear again here. I've been asked this question ever since like 2018. I've been asked this question for years. Every year, asked it multiple times by different people. What would Sony have to do to get you to walk away? Kind of like you did with Xbox. What would they have to do? And I said, there's two things. These are the two things. You ready? Number one, stop producing the type of games that drew me into your platform to begin with, or dramatically drop the quality of those games. Okay, so that's one. If they do that,
Oh, like Spider-Man 2?
and to be clear, I'm not really sure where I would go.
And I mean, and didn't they say that they're going to be bringing out one tentpole title a year? I mean, like I say it all the time. When's the last time you guys had a showcase? I don't know. I even heard that boy Reforge say that you guys are kind of in a drought right now. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, like I'm definitely not going to Nintendo. I still wouldn't want to go to PC, but that might be my only option. But it's like if you stop doing that, I'm gonna have a hard time sticking around, because that's why I came here.
Is that
Number
right?
two, I do care about the console. I've always cared about the console experience. I'm a console gamer. Like, I don't want to play on PC. If PC was my only way to play games, truly, fine. I have no choice. But I don't want to go to PC. So the second thing is, if you stop caring about the console, if you completely deprioritize the console and the console just does not matter to you anymore, that would make me feel pretty annoyed, and I would consider my options.
Well, here's the funny thing. You said that Microsoft started deprioritizing the console when they started putting their games on other platforms. That's what all of you guys have been saying. So to see that Sony's doing the exact same thing, you know, they put games on Nintendo, they put games on Xbox, they put games on PC, and they have a job listing showing that they're planning on doing it more. That's the direction that they're moving in. I don't know, man. It seems a little bit hypocritical that it's kind of just laissez-faire. It seems like there's no type of like you're not upset or anything. I don't know. I just find it you've hit a complete 180. Like, this is GBM.
When I look at this job listing, that as of right now does not indicate, the closest thing that indicates, it doesn't indicate that they're going to drop the quality of their games or make less games. Doesn't indicate that.
Oh, but I thought that if you tell a studio to work on more than one game, that drops the quality of the game, even though, you know, Spider-Man 2 is entered the chat. I thought that's what you guys were saying. I thought that's why Xbox didn't have good games. That's why they couldn't get it right. Because they were prioritizing putting their games in other places. So, you know, they didn't put all the love and care into each title. I mean, ain't that the stupid shit you guys been saying?
It may indicate that maybe they don't have as much faith in the console anymore. That they're afraid they're not going to sell as many, or, you know, they need to make more revenue somewhere else to.
And here we go again with the console sales. Bro, they're trying to sell software, man. They want to get reoccurring purchases, dog. They want to get the most out of what they've already proven they can make money off the titles. They know they have good games. They know that gamers want to play good games. So they want to remove the paywall to let gamers access their games that they think they will enjoy. How is that so hard for you to understand? And that doesn't mean that you need to do anything on your end. That just means that people are going to be able to access titles that you enjoy. That's it. That doesn't mean that when you go to your console, the game's going to be missing. Like, nobody's taking anything from you. I don't understand. What the fuck am I listening to right now?
Make up for the potential losses on the console. I still don't get the feeling. Like, I look at what's in front of me right now, which is, well, Sony did just drop a PS5 Pro, which is the best console I've ever used.
Yeah, sure. And even though it lives in the shadow of the PS5, right? Even though it gets outperformed by the PS5, I mean, Doom: The Dark Ages done entered the chat. The best console you've ever used, also the most expensive one, right? It only cost you 700 buckaroos, right? Great deal.
You know, the most powerful console, and shit's awesome.
But doesn't it have like, don't it have the same specs? Damn near as the PlayStation 5, where it's like 10% or 30%, somewhere in that range. I don't know. I don't know the specs like that. But I thought that the main thing that it offered was pisser or whatever the fuck. I mean, but go ahead and get the PS5 Pro glaze in. Like, we've got to sneak that in there.
They're working with AMD on Project Amethyst for what will be the PlayStation 6, new PlayStation handheld hardware.
Oh, so they're just slapping their PlayStation logo on the AMD machines. Okay. I'm gonna start using their talking points. Oh, so they're just slapping a PlayStation sticker on AMD. Okay, so they got AMD making their consoles for them. Oh,
they dropped more accessories than ever before for the PS5 this generation than they have in previous generations. When I look at what's in front of me, I don't get the sense at all.
When you look at the accessories, when you look at the PS5 Pro, we're not talking about the punk ass portal. We're not talking about the scam ass PS5 Pro. We're talking about the job listing. Like, you literally just mentioned everything. You're talking about when I see what's in front of me. So pretty much you're not paying attention to the job listing. But you'll mention the insider. You'll say everybody needs to chill out and pay attention to what the insider's talking about. Meanwhile, we don't even know who the fuck this guy is. This nigga's name is Shinobi. He's a part of the fucking Hidden Leaf or some shit. I mean, come on, man. There's no way
that Sony is not going to continue to prioritize their own hardware to a certain extent, right? That it, like, I'm not getting the signal that's like, oh, we're kind of done here.
Oh, he's tapping into his reports. He's not getting the signal. I like that, MBG. Go ahead.
I'm not getting that signal.
Yeah.
So those are the two things that when I look over, like, well, what would PlayStation have to do to make me, because I see people doing, like, I see people flipping the table right now, and I'm like, you're flipping the table over a job listing, bro.
Oh. And a job listing saying what? Expand. What did this job listing say? You're getting hot. You're getting close to the issue. What did the job listing say?
Like, if you're willing to flip a table over the job listing, I have to ask, why were you even here in the first place?
Oh, for the exclusives. Why do you have to ask? We know the stick and spiel. We know the bullshit you guys have been saying for the exclusives. Hello? Like, who is this guy? This is not MBG. I'll say it again. This is GBM. I don't know who this guy is. Is he asking? I thought exclusives sold consoles. What do you mean?
That's what I have seen this time and time again, not just with PlayStation, where it's like people reveal their hand, where it's like, oh, you weren't really here for the games.
Oh.
Like, that was a part of it.
Oh.
But there was something else surrounding the games that was more important to you.
Oh.
And that I will never understand.
Oh. What? I thought you understood the power of the exclusives. I thought that's what kept the asses in the seats. And what kept the lights on at Sony. The exclusives. What are you talking about? What? What else could it possibly be? Could it be Madden? Or better yet, could it be Forza? Whoa. Whoa. Or better yet, maybe people just like the console. Wow. Are we having like character altering events? Is this character development? Are we entering new arcs live? Like, holy shit.
Don't get me wrong. Exclusivity has always been important to me when it comes to the conversations. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've never cared about exclusivity. I'd be lying to you. I have evidence.
That's quite literally what you're doing, though.
On my channel that I've absolutely cared about exclusivity.
Yeah, we know.
But I also have evidence on my channel. Why did I move over to PlayStation? You want to hear an interesting? I'll give you one. If you were to ask me the question, all right, MBG, let's go back to 2017, 2018.
Oh, no, not the hot tub time machine. No. Why do we got to go back to 2017? Why do we got to go back 8 years? We're in 2025. No. Why? Like, goddamn, boy, you going back to when I had just graduated damn high school. I've been out of high school for a year in 2017. What the fuck is this dude talking about?
Right? You're sitting there rooting for Microsoft, like, come on, Microsoft, get your shit together. You gotta do better than this. I think you can do it. Rally, right?
Why are we talking about Microsoft? Oh, the tap dancing. Dude. Oh my God. Every time. And you see, this is a recurring thing. I always say we always have to get in the hot tub time machine. We always got to go back to the PlayStation 3 era. We always got to go back to the heydays and shit. Dog. We are in completely different times. What are you talking about?
If Sony back in 2016, 17, and 18, if they were dropping games like Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne, Uncharted 4, upcoming games like Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, if they were going to drop these games onto Xbox day one, would I have gone out and bought a PS4? The answer is no.
Okay, whatever, dog. If my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle. What's with this if and with and what? All this hypothetical shit, dog. Can we get back to the present, please?
I would still be on Xbox, and I would be playing those games on Xbox. I'd be turning to Microsoft and be like, bro, they're outclassing you on your own console right now. Would it get it? I would still be telling Microsoft to get their shit together, but I'd be like, I don't have to move. I don't have to go somewhere else. And that's the interesting part about this conversation is that, like, you know, we have to
what part of the conversation? Dog, you've gone back to 2017. And you're talking about your conscious thought. Like, we know what you're thinking in 2017. Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about right now? Like, dude. Oh my God. Like, I can understand why this is happening, why the thoughts are a little bit underdeveloped. Like, we all know who's big dog, right? We all know the pecking order. Like, he's waiting for Reforge, right? Reforge is probably gonna go live Monday at 9 a.m., right? 9:30, maybe 10. And then he's gonna conveniently come on around 12:30, right? Once he's gotten his update, once he's gotten his pony patch. I mean, dog, you're I don't even know what he's talking about, man.
Ask ourselves, if Sony were to go multi-platform, as in they're going to bring their games to Xbox as well, or, you know, even go day one PC with some of their single players, has Sony given up? Like, they're like, you know what? If you're still entrenched on Xbox, we're not winning you over. If you're one of the 10, 15, 20 million people that are still there playing every day, you're clearly going down with the ship if it ever goes down.
Oh. You see, and he's catching himself. You're clearly going down with the ship if it ever goes down. Yeah, they're taking a page out of Microsoft's book. They're realizing that their exclusives aren't going to get Xbox players to come over to play their exclusives, right? Their tempo titles. So they're saying, you know what? Let's eliminate the paywall. Let's go get our money. Let's bring these games to these Xbox guys. Let's see what we got for them. And just like that, now you guys are in quite the conundrum because you've been talking all this dumb shit, all this shit that hasn't been proven, by the way, about ruining the quality of games, killing the console ecosystem. I mean, you guys have just been running rampant with all of these narratives, all of these talking points that you've gotten from insiders and shit. And now it's blowing up in your face, right? I mean, we're going back to 2017 and shit. I mean, this is funny.
We still want your money, though. Is it that? Because what I just said is true, man. Like, if exclusivity, in the case of people like me, and I think quite a few other people that partake in these conversations, exclusivity is what gets them over. Now, granted, and this is the important part, granted, there were other things that I've discovered on the PlayStation side of things that I was like, oh, you know what? This is actually pretty sick. It really started with the PS5 generation, right? Like, I ended up being won over because of the exclusives, but it started with the PS5 generation where I'm like, yo, that DualSense is looking pretty good.
Okay.
Like, no joke. Like, that looks...
Wow, no joke. So he has to let people know he's not joking. He's talking about the fucking controller right now. Really? So now it's not all about exclusives. I thought exclusives, like I said, I thought that's what put asses in the seats. I thought that's what sold consoles. Now it's my DualSense? Like, damn. I mean, I mean, the cupboard is dry. Like, you got to restock. You shouldn't have opened up shop like this. This was a bad decision.
It's like that may end up being my new favorite controller. And now it is. You know, I look at the way Sony's handling the games rollout, the operating system, you know, the
one tentpole title for a year, that strategy,
features, the speed of the console, how it's finally going to be quiet and not sound like a jet engine like the PS4 Pro, all these different things that surround it, where I'm like, you know, they're basically just communicating like, we have an ecosystem here that's filled with hardware, accessories, and first-party games, you know, and that made a big difference. That made a huge difference, in that, you know, it's like, well, you won me over with the games. Now that I'm here, let's see what else is on offer. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I think the games themselves have always, and yeah, the trophy, I got addicted to trophy hunting as well. That's a big thing that I didn't list, but I think it just kind of proves that the games in a lot of ways can act as the gateway, you know? So the idea of Sony being willing to kind of give that up is quite surprising, because it has in some cases worked so well for them.
And what cases? When has it been proven that people were buying a console to buy exclusives? When? Because when we look at the sales charts, we see what's dominating. And it's not the exclusives. And I mean, when you look at the way that Sony's moving now, when you look at the job listing, by their actions, it looks like they're trying to get that money, dog. These guys will never accept it.
Salaire says Bloodborne's what got him. We have Moses, a member for 18 months, who says Shinobi might be right, but nobody knows what's going to happen 12 months from now. Just last month, nobody would have predicted Helldivers 2 on Xbox. That's a good point. It's
not a good point, because there were plenty of people in the community saying that they could see it going to Xbox. And you guys went with another person who had insider information, Colin Moriarty. You got Colin Moriarty. And now you're getting Shinobi'd. You got somebody from the fucking Hidden Leaf selling you bullshit. I mean, these guys, dog, it's just like clockwork. It's never ending. It's never going to stop.
One of the people that was asked numerous times, do I think Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox? And I said no. Not because it's like, oh, I don't want to see it on Xbox, but because I was just like, dude, they won't even give Microsoft Lego Horizon. They're not giving them Helldivers. Like, Sony wants nothing to do with Xbox. And, you know, a couple months later, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they want some money.
You know, I was like, totally wrong about that one.
Completely.
William Aguilar says with a $10 super chat, Sony can't lie to their shareholders. They already told us at BSM. They aren't pivoting from tentpole. God of War 1 to 2 years later on PC, experimental/dead IP. Patapon and Lego, Switch and PC multiplayer.
Now God of War is an experimental/dead IP. Imagine if you would have just seen somebody make a video talking about God of War like that. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people would have said Ragnarok was fucking mid. But at the same time, I mean, these guys were glazing that shit. There were people, didn't they think that shit should have beaten Elden Ring? Wasn't it going up against one of the God of War titles, Elden Ring? And they were fucking crashing out when it lost? I mean, come on.
Player, all platforms. And you know what the irony of this is? Like, look, again, I'm trying to be careful the way that I talk about this, because I know that people want to turn this into like a fanboy console war thing. I'm not trying to do that. You know, I'm trying to just be honest in that, like, look, man, I've definitely partook in the console wars. You know, I've definitely partook in the whole.
You still do.
You know, man, Sony has the best.
And I'll say it again. I'll say it for the 17th time on Christmas. Yes. And you're still in the console war, by the way. You hear it calling you all the time.
Exclusives and Microsoft is basically shitting the bed and whatnot. Yeah, that was a thing that I still do. Yeah, sure, I still do.
His own chat is fucking holding him in check. Shout out to them boys.
But I'm just trying to, in the same way that once Microsoft was like, bro, we're not trying to win you over anymore. All right, we heard you loud and clear, MBG. We're just gonna bring the games over to PlayStation. Okay, hopefully you give them a shot. All right.
Yeah, they peeped your asses out. They realized something. They realized all that shit about old console exclusive selling consoles. They realized that was just some bullshit. They seen your guys were capping, right? And I've said it all the time. They Phil Spencer, he peeped your asses out with Sea of Thieves. When I seen how y'all niggas snatched up Sea of Thieves, I said, oh, these guys have been capping their ass off. I mean, they're buying fucking Sea of Thieves. That's how I knew it was gonna be full slate. Halo, everything. They called your bluff. They realized all they had to do was it wasn't them. It wasn't the games. They just needed to put a PlayStation logo on them. And now look, it's the number of Forza. Now here comes Forza, right? Forza done entered the chat. And it's the number one selling game since January, since the start of this year on the PlayStation platform, right? And they'll try to downplay it. Oh, you know, he was just saying the other day, it's a prolific title, a masterclass title. I mean, they called your fucking bluff. They peeped you guys out. And now Sony, they're like, shit, we can do that. And you guys just won't accept it.
We're not trying to convince you of anything anymore. And I'll be honest, like when they did that, I was like, oh, well,
weirdo.
Part of me almost felt kind of bad where I'm like, oh shit,
a weirdo.
I didn't think.
Yeah, because you're a weirdo, and this is what I'm saying. Y'all think I'm being like funny when I say they peeped his ass out. Like, no, dog, they peeped y'all niggas out for real. Like, listen to what you're saying, dog. Like, you sound like a fucking female. Like you like the chase. Oh, will I get an Xbox? Will I not? Microsoft said, oh, y'all want to play like that? Shit, that's like if you the plug and you send in the Addy, right? And they playing stupid and everything. You like, you know what? You send the Addy. Where you at? I'm mobile. I'll pull up on you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you know. You know when you hitting up Shoddy, you know what I mean? All my brothers out there, all my players out there, everybody know what's up. You know, you hitting up Shoddy, you texting Shoddy, she playing around. Oh, yeah, no. You say, man, drop the Addy. Right? Are you gonna ask Shoddy to come over to you? Or are you going to go pull up on Shoddy, right? When she dropped that Addy, you know exactly what time it is. There's no more games. That's what I'm saying. These guys were playing. You guys got peeped out.
I didn't think they would give up. You know, I guess it was just like a part of it. It's like, I never thought they would just give up and be like, you know what? Screw it. We're giving you Gears of War. How about that? I mean, you want some Forza Horizon? Huh?
We know the answer to that.
Forza Horizon 5? Take it. We're done.
And y'all boys were starving. If anything, I got a picture. I'm wrong for this, but I got to pull up the picture. I seen this shit. This shit has had me fucking dying, boy. Oh, man. This is the perfect picture for that. Big Philly. He got y'all. He said, listen, he said, eat up. Eat up. Shh. You know how they be, shh, hush, hush, hush. Eat up. Eat up. Hush. Making all that fuzz. We know you're just hungry. Eat up.
Fuck you guys. Like once Microsoft did that, I was like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, we know. Y'all pulled out that damn wallet and y'all got to buying games. We know.
I guess let's check it out.
Yeah.
I didn't like everything that they sent over, but, you know, and then they play something like Forza Horizon 5, and you're like, God damn. All right. Well, shit. You guys got some stuff.
I mean, goddamn, y'all selling me on the shit. I'm about to try it out. Y'all selling me on that shit. I'm like, damn, the way they buying that shit. I'm shit. Y'all guys make me want to try Sea of Thieves. The way y'all bought that shit up too.
Cooking some good stuff you're cooking over there, but that's where I'm just saying, like, if it is true, like, and Animal, to be clear, I was being a bit facetious there, bro. Like, I've been trying really hard to stray away from the console war stuff because the interesting thing here is that if Sony does go in this direction, like, there is a part of me, I can't help it, that's kind of like, like, like William, like what you just said with your super chat, let's just say that's, like a year from now, it turns out Sony just pivoted and they're like, actually, what we said about those tentpole exclusives, we're just gonna go multiplat.
Yeah, no
If
red
they do
lines.
that,
Whole slate.
I would be very interested to see the outcome, because do you know what I think the outcome would be? I really thought about this. I've thought about it long and hard. Lying there in bed at night.
Oh, we know.
Sweating.
Oh, we know.
Staring at the ceiling thinking, could it be? And I thought, what if both Sony and Microsoft went multi-platform and then nothing else, and then nothing changed?
Wow. Oh, well, then you would just be one of the biggest bullshitters in this fucking space. Because ever since Microsoft started putting their games on other platforms, you talked about the death of the ecosystem. You talked about the death of the console. You talked shit to Xbox gamers who didn't fucking outrage bait and say that they're switching and flipping sides like you did. You tried to console war layoffs. You tried to come at people who enjoyed Game Pass during the layoffs. All because this company went multi-platform and just gave up. And all the fucking Xbox guys were just sheeps following what content creators said. You would be one of the biggest fucking just shit spewers in this space, because all that shit, when it's happening to you guys, when it's happening to your ecosystem, right? It just goes out the fucking window, right? Because magically, like clockwork, it's always different when PlayStation does it. And to be honest with you, like I said, man, I've been saying it all this time. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at the slightest.
What if that's all that happened? It's just, yeah, here you go. And then weeks go by, months go by, and then nothing changes. Sony's still selling just as many consoles.
Yeah, because they're still on Madden. They can still play Madden. Dummy. No fucking shit. This is what we've been trying to tell you. But you guys have been coping talking about exclusives. Does Madden still work? Does 2K still work? Does Fortnite still work? Oh, then the console will be just fine. Like, what do you not get? What do you not understand? Like, just stop it. Please. I mean, goddamn, dog.
People still playing where they want to play. People still arguing over which games are better than other games. Still got the woke/anti-woke crowd clashing day in and day out.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I do feel like the anti-woke discussion has got a little bit convoluted, but sometimes I can agree with some of the points, right? Boy, they're on y'all asses, boy, with that Ghost of Yote. I almost slipped and called it Ghost of Wote. Boy, they're on your asses. Like I said, I'm not gonna jump the gun and say that it's woke or whatever, but I do find them funny. I do find the anti-woke guys funny, man. I'm not gonna lie. I do laugh at it because I mean it's all just games at the end of the day. But boy, they're on y'all asses. It'll be interesting. And not only are they on your asses with Ghost of Yote, they're on your asses with Intergalactic too, right? So you see what them boys did to Concord, right? I mean, holy shit.
I'm just thinking, like, what if this big fear that everybody has had for the longest time, it just turns out that it's like, oh,
this big fear that everybody has had. It's not everybody. It's just you guys. And now you're seeing, and it's funny because you of all people, the way that you're just switching up in real time, you guys are the small percent, like, and you're even in the smaller percentage because you actually have a channel that's literally centered around console exclusivity. The average PlayStation guy, I can guarantee you, doesn't have a fucking channel centered around exclusivity, right? Centered around Xbox bad. The way that you're able to switch up and not give a fuck. I mean, the average Joe, this hasn't even came up in their conversation. They booted up their PlayStation today. They got some Fortnite in. They got some Madden in, right? They pre-ordered the next Madden, even though they know that shit's going to be trash. And this is from a Madden couch warrior, right? Even though that shit's going to be fucking trash. I mean, you guys, dog. You guys are just the most hypocritical, like unintentional, funny ass motherfuckers I've ever seen, dog. Like no cap.
Oh, yeah, no. PlayStation games are still good. Microsoft's still pumping out just as many games as they have been since they acquired ABK and Bethesda.
Oh, but I thought they were dead. I thought that the ship was sinking, right? What?
Okay. PS6 is still going to be a great console that probably going to sell tens of millions of units. I'm just...
Whoa, but wait a minute. Even if they don't have... But I thought exclusive sold consoles. Whoa. What are these guys talking? Who is this? GPM speaks yet again.
I'm just considering, like... I'm trying to think from Sony's perspective, from the business-oriented perspective, where what if they're just...
Oh, don't do that.
Like that?
Oh, don't do that. You've failed time and time to do that.
What if they're just like, bro, we just put like all of our games on PC and...
Oh, wait a minute. All of your games are on PC? What? Whoa. They're saying the quiet part out loud today.
And we have seen no dip in console sales whatsoever. The PS5 is doing just as good or even better than the PS4 by most metrics. Yeah, I do just wonder if they're like, oh, you know what? Like, at what point does one of the executives in the room ask, and maybe it is Hiroki Totoki, like, why are we even doing exclusivity?
Brother, they've been asked that. Did you not see the job listing? They're finally waking up.
And who knows? Maybe they'll fuck around and find out, which would be even funnier. I have to admit, that would be the funniest outcome, is if Sony said, screw it, let's go full multiplat, and then their sales just collapsed. Like, just...
What? Their fucking console sales? Who gives a shit? They want the reoccurring purchases. That's where the real money is. You buy one console. You're not buying a fucking console every month. You're not buying a console every other week. You're buying games every week. I mean, you guys talk like you support the devs, but that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother discussion. We're not going to get into that. But you buy games every week, right? You buy games every month. They want the reoccurring purchases, not just the one-time console purchase, right? Maybe they can hit you over the head with a mid-gen refresh. We know you guys jump in head first for that bullshit. I mean, come on, you guys. Console sales.
Flat out, they just flatlined. And they're like, oh God, wait, oh no. It turns out this was the one thing. I just don't see that happening, though. Like, will you lose hardcore players? Sure, but I almost feel like Sony is turning... I'll be honest, I feel like Sony is getting ready to turn to the like, really... to the people who really care about exclusivity, or the people who are freaking out about this. And I feel like they're basically going to turn and be like, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go?
Nowhere.
And I've seen, like, people keep trying to threaten Sony with PC. And that, to me, is kind of funny, where they're like, I'm going to PC. That's it. That's the last straw, Sony. I'm building a PC. I'm all in.
Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? I mean, isn't that what you did to Microsoft? And now look at you. Now you're paying $70 for their games, by the way.
Next gen with PC, and it's like, dude, Sony literally releases their games on PC, man. What are you talking about? Like, how are you going to threaten them with a platform that they've been supporting for the last 6 years?
I can't say that Microsoft has been supporting PlayStation for the last 6 years, but I mean, their number one selling game on your platform is a Microsoft game. You literally went over to the other platform only to pay money for games that you could have gotten day and date. You could still get them day and date through your PC. But I mean, you're just... Phil Spencer, Microsoft, they just really hurt you. I've said it before, I'll say it again. MBG, come home. You need to come home, brother. I mean, you're doing all this for what? You just seem like an unruly child.
They'll gladly take your money over there too. I guess the only thing I can imagine is that some of these people believe that if it's like, well, Sony, you're undoing the foundations of what made your console ecosystem what it is, so I'm leaving, and so is everybody else. And it's like, it turns out that everybody else isn't leaving. It's just you and some other people.
Oh.
Mostly everybody's still going to stay.
Wow. Not this. Wow. GBM. That's all I can say. I mean, the video's running long. This is GBM. Who the fuck is this guy?
The reason for buying a console was maybe different from yours.
Oh,
and I think that
what?
there are just people involved in this space where they can't really comprehend that not everybody buys a console for exclusivity.
Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Who the fuck is this guy? Oh, no.
People buy consoles for many different reasons. I mean, if you have 100 million people who bought a console, you're going to have potentially 100 million different reasons why people bought the console. It doesn't mean that exclusivity didn't play a role. It's just we may be vastly overestimating that role. And that's why...
Yes, you guys have been dramatically overestimating that shit.
There's a part of me that almost, and this is going to sound blasphemous, there's a part of me that almost wants to see Sony just do it. You know, like, no balls, do it, bro. I want to see I want to know. Like, I kind of want that answer. Like, I want to know if it's like, it turns out it was bullshit the whole time. It turns out...
Well, like I said, you have a channel built around exclusivity and you're not going anywhere. So what do you think the average person who doesn't have a channel built around that shit's going to do, right? I'm just saying.
That PlayStation was going to do just as well as it is with or without exclusivity. It didn't matter. You know, it's like that the two guys in space moment. You know? Always has been. You know? I really do wonder. I'm more concerned about physical games than I am exclusivity at this point. I think exclusivity still matters. For the simple fact that you're going to see Nintendo not move an inch. So exclusivity will still matter in this industry, at least to that end.
Okay, now we're hiding behind Nintendo. Man, I've reacted enough to this guy. Holy shit, what a long video. But I mean, it was just so much cope to unpack, man. You already know who we're waiting for, right? The Logician, goddammit. But thanks to everybody who made it to the end of the video. It's been your boy, Sigs in Cereal. Until next time, peace.